Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is December the 30th, 2020. Strong hand, long-term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. 1 day closer to $1 trillion market cap. 1 minute closer to an all-time high. Golden age of the 2020s. In motion. 5-digit realm. I'm offended by selling. Compete, don't complain. Be a unique beast. Fitting in is overrated. We're going to talk about all of that. Hello, my elite friends. If you have questions, I have answers. Type in Proud Zionist Jew. Type in Adam Meister. Get my attention somehow. Make it turn colors there here on the backup channel. Oh, yeah, I'm on the backup channel for a while now because of YouTube. They don't like what I have to say about the virus. Fitting in is overrated. I don't care, dude. I'm a unique beast. I'm going to keep on preaching it here. All right, so I'm pumped. Be happy to be alive that you're living in the freaking golden age. Ask those questions. Spread the word. Retweet this. There was something else I was going to say that I can't remember. I don't know. This week in Bitcoin, we had Bitcoin Rabbi Brecky and Gigi were on. It's linked to below. And this Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern time is New Year's Day, and we're going to have This Week in Bitcoin on Friday here on the backup channel. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you don't give a darn because you're just getting it anyway. Follow me at TechBot on Twitter, TECHBALT, and you'll be able to get something of mine every day. There's something out there, Meistery, Bitcoin Meistery out there every day. Now, one thing I'm wondering about the price spike, and maybe we'll have a new all-time high during the show. You don't know. You never know what's going on here. Over the last 24 hours, there have been a number of new all-time highs. We got over 29,000. But something I've been thinking about during this holiday period, which basically started before December 25th. It started like a week beforehand. The second half of December, I guess everybody takes off of work. And I wonder if some of these big players, big industry players, whatever you call them, institutions, corporations that are clearly buying Bitcoin, if they're just right now, they want to avoid normal trading hours, normal trading volumes, which would take place during a normal time of year, after January 3rd, whatever. If that's what these spikes that we see, which are sometimes at really weird times in the middle of the night, are these institutional dudes saying, hey, we're going to buy, it's time to buy, but we're doing it when people aren't paying attention, okay? And yet still, we're hitting new all-time highs. So this is what I'm wondering, dudes. When we get back to normal trading volume, okay, when all those normies who've been taken off for whatever holiday, and they can do what they want to do, okay? When everybody gets back and thinks they're a big-time trader and a big-time this and a big-time that on January, whatever day it is that people go back to work. January 4th is Monday. January 4th is Monday because I'm traveling. I'm going to Miami on January 5th. If we'll see an even bigger explosion, okay? Because there's going to be no place to hide anymore except on the weekends for these big players that might be buying up tons of it at this during this vacation period. So yeah, the rich are getting richer during the vacation period probably. They're buying when you guys are crying and drinking or who knows what you're doing. But hey, I'd rather be the dude who was talking about it in 2016 saying, hey, I'm buying a ton of it now. Or when I was talking about it in 2013 or 2014, because I don't have to care about, should I buy it when the big guys are buying it during the weekend or during Christmas or during New Year's? Do I have to stay up until midnight on New Year's in order to get a good deal before they all come rushing in on January 4th? I don't have to worry about that. Okay, neither should you if you've been watching this show all this time. You already have a pretty good darn stash. I mean, for me, there have been moments, it still hasn't hit me how freaking rich I am. It's unbelievable. I cannot, I'm still Adam Meister. I still am running doing my thing. And I try to take a few steps back and the number is impressive now. It's impressive. And it's just, it's like, it's not, it's kind of like a dream, but it's not. And I mean, nothing's really changed physically with me or anything, or the way I look or anything. But the private information that I know, my private financial information that I know myself is so. If I would have told myself this as a kid, I would have. I'm proud of this, man. I'm proud of this. I'm proud, and you guys should be proud too. If that if you had the conviction and you were able to defer gratification, because we're just living in this world of so many distractions and so many um, impulsive things and impulsive temptations, and for me, you know, having a strong hand for 4 years or whatever, talking about 2020 having, it's not that hard, and the payoff is just incredible. It's just incredible. It's just I have nieces and nephews. I mean, at this point, I mean, they're not going to have to work. I mean, it's unbelievable if they get. I mean, if I decide to share with them, and that's. I mean, my mother is taken care of forever, and we still have these people that try to say, well, you should get into altcoins, and you should go back and forth and do this and that. I mean, why are you making everything so complex? I mean, it was just this simple. It was just buy and hold, and this is the reward that I get is just, in the middle of the night I look and see what the price is, and it's like another new all-time high. It's amazing. And I thought it would be next year. I didn't think it would start this early. Okay. So that wasn't planned, that part of the show. So TikTok, my TikTok is linked to below, and that's fun. It's been fun making it. They're mindless, but it's kind of fun. Only 15% of United States millionaires are under 50 years old. Pound that like button. Okay, so and this show isn't going to be one. I've been doing like 10-minute shows the last two. This one will be long for you that you like long shows. And let's see. Tuesday's show. I just put it in the link out there. All right. And the thing is, when you plan ahead, there's no reason to even touch your stash. And even though I'm impressed by how much I'm worth now, I know this is only the beginning. And so when I start thinking about what I could be worth in the future, it's like I can't even. Is this going to be Adam Meister? So it would be completely moronic for me to turn it into cash now. When we're going to go. Bitcoin is not a company; it's a currency. So it's going to be worth more than Apple one day. So right now, I mean, for that to happen, it has to be worth over $100,000, and it's not there yet. And there's no reason for me to sell any. I mean, I have cash in the bank. I live off the cash in the bank. Why would I be so idiotic to sell something that is good? Oh yeah, I'm going to cash it in for $28,000 when it's going to be $128,000 one day. Why would I do it when I don't need to do it yet? When I have family members, okay, and when I mean, I could. The little kids could be far wealthier than I am right now if I plan everything now. Okay, right, all right, and I'm living a good life. I'm going to freaking Miami on the 5th. I'm living in Phoenix right now. There are no rules here. I don't have to worry about mask and all that stuff you guys are crying about and this nonsense. And I'm going to where I won't have to worry about that stuff either. I don't have attack vectors. I don't have the house. Why don't you buy a house, Adam? Why? So you're basically asking me, why don't you buy an attack vector? Why don't you become a cuck to the state of Maryland and pay fat Larry Hogan a lot of taxes? I mean, instead of having the cash in the bank so I can go wherever I want to in the whole world. Why don't you buy a house? People want to fit in so much. You must have the house. Exit that. Exit that way of thinking. Think outside the box. If you truly can think outside the box, you don't need to have the house, or you don't need to have the car. You don't need have the things. You make up a whole new lifestyle. Okay, I've done that. I've been living that for a while now. And dude, man, And still there are people that just don't get it. They ask me the silliest questions and the most ridiculous things, and people are still obsessed with politics. And like people who watch my show, people who've been seeing my evolution since 2013. Okay, then it's they don't get it. To see how further and further from the mainstream I've become, how more and more of a unique beast I become every single day. And people are still like, why don't you just become compliant bootlegger and buy a house and buy a car and get married and this and that and pay real estate taxes and car taxes. And they don't. I mean, for some of these people are young. They don't have experience. I mean, I do have experience, owning a house and paying property taxes and getting fined by the city of Baltimore for ridiculous things. And like, I know not to buy into the realtor, and there's some good realtors out there, but it's nice realtors, nice people. They're nice. They got to do their job. They got to do their marketing. But so many people fall for like, oh, it's just dreams and happiness, and you've got this incredible asset. You have to pay insurance on that. There are so many related costs to all the assets that are out there, okay? Except Bitcoin. What's your cost with Bitcoin? You buy a Trezor, okay? That's your insurance there. That's your storage. That's it. That's it. Right there. All right. But I paid this at I don't know if I should even comment on the on what after I just said that there are people that still say moronic things, and there's a guy who actually might have a brain in the chat talking about HEX. He thinks HEX is real. He thinks this is a very important thing. HEX is this important thing. It's Adam, I love Bitcoin and I love HEX too. Okay, yeah, whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. I think I appreciate that through the years you've left comments on my page and everything, but I think when you're talking about HEX right now, it's embarrassing and it's the most ridiculous thing you've ever posted on my in the comments, and I'm starting to think you're a moron by some of the things that you say about HEX, and that you're I'm getting interest on my HEX. I mean, you're valuing your wealth in HEX. It's so ridiculous. It's like you want to gamble. You want to be a gambler. It's straight up simple stuff. Buy and hold Bitcoin. It's that simple. Why deal with a guy like Richard Hart who can? And why deal with a centralized coin like that? And then you give me a reason why it's not really centralized and why Richard really doesn't control the address, and you buy into all his cult nonsense. You buy into all his cult nonsense. Oh, Adam, you just don't understand. It's like all the conspiracy theories. Oh, you just don't understand. He's playing 5D chess. He's doing this. It's just like you put these dudes on pedestals. They're not. Richard is a genius. He is smart. He is a marketing genius. He knows how to make himself rich off of morons like you. All right? And maybe you're not a moron. And again, dude, you have contributed over the years, but when you talk about HEX, you sound like a moron. All right? Like a total moron. All right. So let's and most of and look at the people that follow HEX. Look at the dudes online. They're retweeting his affiliate codes and everything. It's a big pyramid. All right. And will it pump again? I hope it pumps again. I hope people like you keep talking about it so all the morons buy into it and I can dump what I got for free. All right. That's what it is. And it's just weird. People are asking me about it. When Bitcoin is pumping, when Bitcoin is getting a new all-time high, people are asking me about HEX. I'm like, what are you thinking, people? What are you? Can you focus on the main goal, getting more and more Bitcoin? You're not gonna if you're buying HEX and playing with HEX and worrying with HEX, you're getting distracted. All right. And it's just nonsense that the altcoins that seep into people's minds. It's not just HEX, it's other ones. It's flavors of the month. They come and go. We're going to talk about IOTA in a second. All right. And, someone said I sold my HEX for BTC. Yes. When I sold my first 10% for BTC too. And I want to get rid of the rest of it too. And I unfortunately, I know that most people are irrational most of the time. And they will most likely they'll pump that they recently pumped the HEX some more actually. And so for me it's I got it for free whatever I get, but it very much well could never pump to a reasonable level again. But why even talk about this crap? Why? It is crap. It is crap. I almost said the S word. That's how ludicrous this is. All right. Very, very good. So we don't have any, no one's doing the questions the proper way there. I see we people talking, which is, so are we at 29 again? Did we get, so it's over 20. No, it's not over 29,000 right now, but yeah. So, and I should, I shouldn't let, I should totally, and I usually ignore the HEX comments. I usually do, but it's just when you think someone is intelligent, and they start buying into this, you're like, wow, I mean, Richard is really a good marketer. If he can convince some smart people about this. I mean, because if you just look at the promos for it, it is the lowest common denominator type of stuff, the way they promote it. Ooh, 50 million X returns, this, stake. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's something straight out of an infomercial from the 1990s. I mean, but then people are falling for it. It's unbelievable, and it'll never. And what I have to get used to is it will never stop. It will never stop. There will always be another one out there, another altcoin that people. Oh, this is look at this, the amazing returns. That they don't understand. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin, and then all the rest are trying to be the next Bitcoin, and it's unbelievable. And this is, we always have newbies coming in that didn't see the last HEX, that didn't see the other one, that didn't see the IOTA, that didn't know this flavor of the month, that didn't know that flavor of the month. It never ends. And here I want to put this. I want to talk about Jihan Wu real quick, because in the middle of 2017, there are all these people, the fudsters, the altcoiners. Oh, they're coming up with a Bcash. This is going to be the next Bitcoin. Oh, he's so smart. He's so scary. He controls all the mining. If you were here in 2017, there was so much hype around Jihan Wu. He was going to ruin Bitcoin. Look how powerful Roger and Jihan are. They're getting behind this altcoin. It's the next Bitcoin. It's the next big thing. Even though we're getting it for free, we should buy this Bcash. And so now look, breaking from the mainland, the genius Jihan, who torpedoed Bitmain IPO and sold the company's 220,000 Bitcoin inventory for the failed pet project BCH, is out. For his 20% stake, he gets to keep some irrelevant assets, 500 million RMB. Sequoia in charge will be driving the IPO with McCree in 2017. So 3 years later, he's not even in charge of his own company. He's out of Bitmain. Bitmain, I mean, if a lot of you weren't here in 2017, I mean, it was like so people were really scared of Jihan Wu and Bitmain ruining Bitcoin. And we knew Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. One person, one entity cannot take this thing down. It's not centralized like Richard Hart and HEX and Ripple and all. There's no difference. It's so similar. No. And Bcash is centralized around Roger Ver. When I had Roger Ver on this show, before he even made Bcash, I said, what's going to happen when you are the centralized target of Bcash? He said, no, I won't be. Okay, so here's the thing. Jihan's gone. That's it. Jihan is nothing in this space anymore. And he's rich. That's great. He did well for himself. That's fine. But I'm just putting it in perspective. For all you guys who buy into, put somebody on a pedestal, there's always going to be someone new that the normies are putting on the pedestal that they fear, okay? And 3 years later, they're gone, okay? They're finished. They're forgotten. They're this. He didn't ruin Bitcoin. And what does Bcash become? What does Bcash become? Look at the numbers. And for all the people, and there were plenty of them who were like, no, they bought into the narrative. And how they doing today? All those people have to turn their Bitcoin into Bcash, okay? Now, I'm not talking about Jihan and Roger are still rich as anything, okay? And good for them. But the sucker, just like how Richard is going to end up rich as anything, and what are his sucker MCs going to end up like? See the current situation with Bcash. See the current situation with Ripple, okay? The ones who are in charge, they get out fine. They are the geniuses. They are smart, okay? They have it all planned out. You don't think Richard has this whole darn thing planned out? He has it planned out from start to finish, how he's going to end up a billionaire and how you're going to end up funding him being a billionaire, okay? Now, But will Richard? Will people be talking about Richard in 4 or 5 years still, like Jihan? Most likely he'll go the way of Jihan. Okay, and I mean Richard is good at reinventing himself. Though I will remember when go to my show when Richard was on my show and he was talking about how great Bitcoin was, and everyone forgets. All his little blind followers forget. They all forget. And again, for all his little blind followers out there who are going to say how smart he is smart. He is so smart. He's tricking your dumb butts. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You fall for it. Go to the videotape. See how he's completely changed his mind on things for his convenience. All right? He doesn't stand for any. He has no principles. He has no principles. That's what you don't get here. You can't tell the difference between people with principles like Tone Vays and Adam Meister and people like Richard Hart and these other guys, all right? You can't tell the difference. And who gets but who gets the attention? Who gets the followers? Who gets the blind followers? The ones with no principles. The populists, the ones who'll say anything to get people to follow them. In every aspect of life, those are the ones who become, that's why it's called populism, okay? The people who stand for stuff, who have principles, they get the 20%ers. And they should be happy with that, okay? And they should try to make themselves as freaking wealthy and productive as possible. Because you can scream like I'm screaming right now, but it's not going to wake up the 80%ers, okay? It's not. And so that might be frustrating for some of us at times, but you got to take it back down to a grounded level, stand for something, and make yourself better, and screw the people who are going to learn the hard way from following the people who stand for nothing and will say anything to enrich themselves, okay? And it's not their darn fault. It's not their darn fault that people fall for their lies, okay? You should be able to identify as freaking sociopath like Craig Wright or Fake Toshi, whatever you want to call them. People, it's unbelievable. You don't want to believe these people are sociopaths. You don't want to believe they will say anything. They will lie. Calvin and Craig and Richard and the Ripple dudes, they will say anything. And you know, it has to be true. How can these bold statements not be true? They're so powerful. They say these bold things. They have to be true. They have to be true. No, because they say a year ago, they said a bold thing that was a completely opposite of it, okay? Whatever will get their followers to do what they say, they will say. Whatever will make them happy, they will say it. Whatever will keep them strung along, they're going to say it, okay? But you don't get it. You don't get it. You want the complexities. You don't want the principle stands of buy and hold. And Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. You don't. But look what. And I'm going to repeat it again. What has been standing with my principles, having standards, and not changing my tune? What has that gotten me? What has buy and hold gotten me? A lot, a freaking lot. All right. I wasn't a millionaire when this whole darn thing started. You know that very well. And now, when am I? Now all my nieces and nephews can be millionaires too. All right? That's what having a principled stand is being about. Okay? And anyone can be principled like that and have a long-term approach to life and not be impulsive and get into all these ridiculous altcoins and whatnot out there. Believing every freaking charlatan that comes around. And dude, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Create your own system instead of blindly following these sociopathic people that lie and lie. Well, no, they can't be lying. They're so strong. Their voices are so strong. All right. Now, let's see. And so then we got the mainstream people out there. You know, Bitcoin, it has been an amazing story all of December. And so what is the mainstream media covering? What is the main Bitcoin story the mainstream media is covering? Can anyone tell me what it is? Russell Okung. Now, I talked about Russell yesterday. I thought it was awesome that he's trying to get on ESPN to tell the people. Now, it's a non-story. For me, it's a non-story that Russell, he for a while, he wants the whatever NFL team he's playing for, now it's the Panthers, to pay him in Bitcoin. Okay? And so there was a big story that said Russell is being paid in Bitcoin now because of the Lightning Network tool that guy created. What's his name created? The kid created. And he's not really being paid in Bitcoin, okay? And so The Verge thought they were like smart, and they said Russell Okung not paid in Bitcoin. They debunk it. Okay, I agree with that actually. But I'm bringing this up is because there are other headlines that just blindly repeat Russell Okung's being played in Bitcoin. That's the main story the mainstream media is talking about. When Bitcoin is surging, the only thing they can relate to is that an NFL player said he's getting paid in Bitcoin. That's what they talk about. And does that help the common man out there? Does that really inform the common man of what the true news is? What is the true news? That Russell Okung is being paid in Bitcoin, or that Bitcoin is freaking surging, okay? And that the dollars being printed, too many dollars are being printed. Corporations are buying Bitcoin. They're protecting themselves. Smart people, rich people like Russell Okung are protecting themselves by buying Bitcoin. That's the real story. Not just like, oh, NFL player wants to be paid in Bitcoin. He's wanted to be paid in Bitcoin for quite some time now. It's been a story. It's amazing. So if you just follow the mainstream media, you are going to be a sucker MC. You're going to be stuck in 80% of the world. Now, where is it? So we have a Bitcoin ETF coming up here. The Van Eck files for a Bitcoin ETF. So they filed for Bitcoin ETFs before. Okay, we've had Bitcoin ETF talk since 2017, 2018. I don't know. Is 2021 going to be the year? Is it going to really make a difference at this point? It'll make some difference. The institutions are getting in whatever darn way they can. Okay, they've been clearly getting in by other means. So this will allow. If the ETF happens, it will allow some traditional investors to get in a way that'll make them more comfortable, and some institutions to get in a way that'll make them more uncomfortable. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they'll be finally given permission. There's going to be a new administration that's going to be in charge of the bureaucracy at that point. Will that make a difference? Van Eck is in motion, at least. They're trying. I wish them luck. I have no problem with them being one. I can't say for sure if this is going to happen again. We've lived through this a couple of times already. All right. I went in Israel on January 3rd online. They're having a party, and I'll link to it. Maybe I already linked to it below. I didn't get to add all the links before the show. You can sign up for their Facebook. It's in Hebrew, but whatever. There'll be other people doing this too. I guess it's the Bitcoin Embassy is putting on an online 12-year anniversary Bitcoin party on January 3rd. I, of course, preferred to be there on January 3rd of 2019, when I was partying with them in Tel Aviv. But hey, in 2021, it's going to be online. I'm sure there are going to be other online parties, and maybe I will have a celebration if I feel like doing a show on January 3rd. Because honestly, I don't even feel like even doing these shows anymore on a certain level. And I mentioned this before back in September, and it's becoming quite an annoyance to say the least. Especially after I can't talk about a virus. I get my whole channel gets shut down for 2 weeks because I tell the truth about a virus. Dealing with this it can be a pain in the butt. It can be a complete pain in the tuchus sometimes. So that's why I like these TikTok videos. I can just there. I showed my face during the day. I talked about Bitcoin. I'm reaching out to the normies, to 19-year-olds. I'm tweeting all the time. I'm producing content any way I can, but producing it through YouTube is my main source of production. And of course I am on BitChute and everything, but again, my original source of production is coming on YouTube. And then I distribute it on the podcast. I distribute it on BitChute, on library. LBRY is linked to below. And on past videos, I've said my target date was November 20th of this year, of 2021. Like after that, there are not going to be too many videos from Adam Meister. I don't know if I can make it to that date. I'm making it to 2021. I'm telling you that. This Week in Bitcoin will definitely be on January 1st, 2021. But how often you're going to get these afterwards, I don't know. I mean, why do these videos when I'm so freaking stinking rich now? Why do these videos? I mean, why not just? I mean, I haven't been able to read a book since I was in Salt Lake City, since November. I've been so busy. And this takes up my time. I mean, it takes up a couple hours a day making these videos and stuff. You're Ron Brook. It makes you got to live for yourself. You got to really live for yourself. At times there's been a couple times when I do these shows, I'm like, who am I doing this show for? I don't want to do this darn show. So, I mean, that's a legitimate question to ask myself. And so, yeah, we get a new year. We'll think about that. So, coin here. Let's talk about proud people can't be controlled. Pound that like button. We talk about the ETF. I don't want to skip anything here because there is a lot to talk about. This is going to be a long show. It's a fun show. I always try to keep them fun. I'm a unique beast. You never know what's going to come up on this show. I'll check out the chat in a second. Hang on. So Coinbase, who is this? Some dude is going to sue Coinbase because he says they sold Ripple and it was a security. All right, this is just a person looking for money, okay? I don't agree with this at all. I mean, this is why people like Coinbase and all the exchanges in America aren't going to touch Ripple because they don't want to be sued for selling unregistered securities, okay? So, but someone is already suing them for selling an unregistered security before Ripple gets totally in trouble with the SEC. Like, the SEC hasn't won their case against Ripple yet. But these are lawsuits. I hate these frivolous lawsuits. I really do. And maybe it's just someone trying to destroy Coinbase. Coinbase sold Ripple, okay? Was that wrong for them to sell Ripple? No, I don't think it was wrong for them to sell Ripple at all. I don't think it was wrong. I don't think they should be liable for selling Ripple. It's a real thing. It's going to be deemed an unregistered security. Okay, that's great. Whatever. I don't believe in that type of nonsense at all. Unregistered securities, registered securities, this, that, and the other. I think if you want to make something as ridiculous as HEX or Ripple, and there's suckers that want to buy it, then it's the sucker's fault. Okay, the government shouldn't be in the business of trying to decide what is unregistered and registered in a security and not a security, and making up all these terms. People should, all the Ripple people and all the HEX people, basically the same type of people, like, do your own research. You don't understand what this really is. Okay, so let people decide on their own. Let people decide on their own and buy into that whole nonsense. And don't let the government tell you. Oh, it's just a big conspiracy. The government is just going after these. It's big. Okay, good. Believe it. So believe whatever you want to believe. And but I think it's ridiculous to sue Coinbase. So this Coinbase didn't make Ripple. Coinbase didn't make any of this. And you should retweet my. Go to TechBalt and find my when we had the all-time high a few weeks ago when I had a fabulous rant. I cut it up on Twitter, and you can just retweet it. I'll link to it below eventually also. Yanni Asia has been on the show before. Who's Yanni Asia? Yoni Asia. He's in charge of eToro, and eToro sells. They love to use it. They hired Alec Baldwin to talk about blockchain during their advertisements. But you could buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies over there, sort of. You can trade it, and they're going to have an IPO. And that was cool. I mean, it was cool that I met Yoni, and Yoni's been on my show. He's a complete success out of Israel. And having an IPO for eToro is good for the space. It's good for the Bitcoin space. It is not specifically a Bitcoin company. It's a trading company, but they're trading Bitcoin. They're going to be allowed to have an IPO. Coinbase obviously is a pure cryptocurrency play. They're going to have an IPO. For all you people that say the government's going to make this stuff illegal, they're letting companies that deal with this stuff that's going to be illegal to have initial public offerings. So be rational about the situation here, and understand that Bitcoin is not going anywhere. The United States government is not making it illegal, and making it illegal and having ridiculous regulations on, well, it's two different things. It's two different things, but you can get around ridiculous regulations. Here's a tweet from I Am Joseph Young. Asia retail hasn't even arrived yet. That's true. Last time around, we had a lot more Asian retail interest during the 2017 pump. That has not arrived yet. How big of a difference will Asia retail make if it comes this time? It will. There'll be Asians, Japan, Koreans just going wild over all sorts of cryptocurrency, including like nonsense like IOTA again. Will that be able to compete with these huge corporations buying thousands of Bitcoin at a time? I don't know. Let the games begin, I say. But they're not here yet. Asia retail is not here yet. American retail is clearly not here yet. They're just obsessed with locking themselves up. And the Google searches still have not, the Google searches for Bitcoin still have not reached 2017 levels. They're not even close. And it just shows you that corporations don't give a darn about Google searches, okay? Yeah, the regular Joe Schmoes are picking their noses, locking themselves up, wearing masks, and not buying Bitcoin, not searching out Bitcoin. Corporations don't care. They don't care about the Google. Those people will eventually buy Bitcoin when it's over like $40,000 again, and when Biden tells them not to be scared anymore or something. I don't know. I don't know what determines when normies are scared or not. When CNN says it's all right to step out of your basement, I don't know. But no, the Bitcoin. We have not even seen a ridiculous retail surge into Bitcoin yet, but they will be late. They will be the FOMOers. They will be, when we reach the peak this cycle, they'll be buying then. And you should be happy that you were buying before the last cycle started. Now, I'm happy I am. So you mess with the algorithm of YouTube still here on the backup channel. If you leave a comment in the comment section, you can mess with the YouTube algorithm if you want to. Most people don't mess with the YouTube algorithm. Unfortunately, most people are slaves of the YouTube algorithm and thus will only watch what YouTube tells them to. Now, and that's why we would like to mess with their algorithm because, hey, you leave comments, YouTube actually might suggest a smart video to watch once in a while. Biden the healer is here to serve warm milk and cookies to all. Yes, he is. To all the 80%ers, your warm milk and $2,000 check cookies are coming. Of course, with your $2,000 checks or whatever it is, you'll buy something ridiculous. Of course, those of us who are not like you, the 20%ers, we already spent those $2,000 checks back before we got them on March the 12th buying Bitcoin when it was like $4,000. All right, now, do you think African or South American retail will impact Bitcoin price first? Most of the wealth is in America. No, they won't affect the price at all. No, they're going to be so late to the game. They won't matter. Okay, dude. I think I kind of just answered that when I was saying that I don't think even Asian retail pouring in might not be able to make that big of a. It'll make some difference, but by then, how much will corporations be buying up? I don't know. So, and by the way, Roman, you typed in Bitcoin Meister. This is the backup chat. So I just happened to see that you wrote that in there. You got to type in Proud Zionist Jew and it'll change colors or just, put a lot of like happy faces in or something that will catch my attention. I cannot, there's all these comments. I can't see who's asking a question or a bunch of question marks beforehand if you got questions. All right, moving on. And of course, do you think it will be healthy for your nieces and nephews to just inherit a lot of money? And well, don't use the word inherit because that would imply I'm dead. And inherit a lot of money and not having them work. I don't know. I thought about that a couple of times. I haven't decided how I'm going to give them the money and how it's going to be announced. My siblings still don't know how filthy rich I am now. They have no idea. They don't watch this channel at all. And I've said it will be a beautiful moment in my life when I reveal to my siblings what has happened. None of my friends really know. There's one friend, there's a couple friends of mine who have a clue what's going on here. But if I hung out with some of my Baltimore friends, they think, they're like, why are you talking about that Bitcoin thing? They'll have no clue. There'll be a complete disconnect if I start talking about Bitcoin. They won't realize that it's completely changed my life in the background. Completely changed my financial life. But so if I give it to my nieces and nephews are like me. Okay, they're grounded individuals. They're little kids, but I have confidence they'll be very much like me. Their parents are very much like me. Their parents were better behaved than I was. All my siblings, I was the wildest one, definitely, but by far, doing the wildest stuff, drinking the most, definitely. partying the most out of all my siblings. So I think they'll be like their parents and be rational. And I don't think they'll go. I mean, they're not going to buy a bunch of drugs and stuff. None of my family members do drugs. And so, is it the best idea? I will know when's the proper time to do it and how much to give to them. I might not just say, oh, well, here's $1 million right now or whatever. I might be like, here, you just graduated from high school. Here's $100,000. Or go travel around the world instead of go to college. I don't know how we're going to do. And for those, this is not really a pressing issue right now because the oldest ones are 10, and so this will come about. I mean, maybe in 6 years I'll get one a car. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I think handing some people a bunch of money, a young person a bunch of money, they can lead them down a bad path. There have to be certain qualifications and everything like that. So I think I'll do it. I'll do it in a good manner when we get around to it, and hopefully I will be able to do it. I mean, hopefully it all works out fine. And there's no issues of any sort. All right. Someone said Adam the Rebel, and I wasn't that much of a rebel, but I followed my parents' rules pretty much. But you do some things that your parents don't want you to do. I think one of my siblings didn't do anything wrong at all. I think one of all right. I had very good parents, very good examples, very, very good parents. Okay, so what else do we have here? And you never know. I do have so much money. Again, when I'm 60 years old, I could pay some woman just to have my babies, and then I would have to, my own children would have to get some of the money. So that's why I say, I don't know how much my siblings' kids are going to get. How about if I end up with a kid? I mean, I could easily end up with a kid still. I could, but I'm not looking. Again, there's certain qualifications that the woman has to deal with. Certain, the woman has to sign something where she is not entitled to any of my money, and she has to be Jewish, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We've gone over this before. All right, now, and I don't like having a woman around me. I don't want to. I want to have. It's a lot to ask. I mean, I want to have a son one day. I do want to have a son one day. I've said this many times, but I don't want to have a wife. I don't want to have a woman hanging around me. I don't want to have that. I've had sex with plenty of hot women, and that was great. I experienced it. I have no need for sex with another woman right now. I don't. And it's not worth my while to have some woman around my house, around me all the time, just for sex. And for some of you, you're like, oh, how can you say such a thing? How can you say, sex is so important? There's this, that, the other. Yeah, sex is good. It's good. It's good. And if you had it, if you do, how much more can you get? How much more pleasure, frivolous pleasure, do you need in life when you've had a lot of frivolous pleasure? I've had a lot of frivolous pleasure. Okay, I want something substantial. I would like my name through me to be carried on. Now, again, the Meister name is being carried on. I alluded to this before. I have at least one male sibling that has one male son at least, and no. So I am outside the box. I don't want an attack vector. I don't want a wife. That's an attack vector. Okay, that is a weak point. I do want a son. I do want a son. This is negotiable. You pay a woman $1 million. Say, hey, you have sex with me. You're my whatever, my special person. I don't want you around me. Here's our son. We will raise him together, sort of. Don't live in my house. Okay, here's another $1 million. Just get out of my hair. But let me have the son totally to myself. Okay, here's another $1 million. Just leave me, forget that I even exist. We could go a lot of different ways with this. This is the freedom that money brings you. This is the freedom that long-term thinking brings you. This is the things you can say when you're in the Bitcoin overlay and fitting in is overrated. You can say any radical. No one can fire me. No one can do that. Now, so that is why I stand with Coinbase right now. New York Times is attacking Coinbase again for they pay white people more than black people, men more than women, blah, 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 more than blah, blah, blah. Do you think that companies in this day and age, think logically for a second, go out of their way to say, you know what, we're going to pay the black guy less because he's black. We're going to pay the woman less because she's a woman. They negotiate prices with people, okay? They negotiate salaries with people. That's how you do it. All right. They don't have like a list like, okay, black people can only be paid this much, women can only be paid this much. No, you go in there as an individual, you have an interview, you name your price, they name their price, and then if you don't like it, then quit. That don't work for Coinbase anymore, okay? But New York Times, this is the second time now, they are trying to take out Coinbase because they're not woke. They're not woke, and so they find these price discrepancies. I'm sure you can find salary discrepancies within all sorts of corporations. Why is the Asian paid more than the Jew? Why is the Jew paid more than the Asian in this one? Oh, they're so evil. There's going to be, you treat someone as an individual. That's what's going on when you're paying people. Okay, and so if there's a trend that women are getting paid less than men, maybe women aren't asking for as higher prices. Maybe they're not bringing as much to the table. Maybe they're not as much talented. Personal responsibility is new counterculture. It's your fault you're not getting paid as much. Don't blame it on your race. Don't go running and crying to the New York Times. And New York Times, you're going to try to change a company in your own to make them in your own image. What right do you have to do that? You could try and shame, but I stand with Coinbase against your woke nonsense. And I don't care if they sell Ripple or they sell whatever, or if I'm going to stand up. This is what Defendmeister is all about. Okay, I talked about this on the podcast once. Okay, I love defending people that the woke love to hate, or that even people in the Bitcoin, even like the Bitcoin Inquisition people love to hate. They just, it's this immediate, there's no nuance to it, okay? There's like, oh, they sold Ripple, so they're evil. And I'm blindly, they're racist because New York Times said it. They're evil. No. It's not that simple, okay? He's got principle over there, okay? He said, Brian Armstrong said, if you don't like that I don't like politics, then leave. I'll pay you to leave, okay? And he did pay people to leave. He compensated them. He doesn't want to deal with the woke stuff, and New York Times and all these people are trying to go after him. They failed again. They failed again today because is that the main story about Coinbase? What's the main story about Coinbase today? About the XRP suing them or something like that? Or the guy suing them for the XRP, the this, that, and the other? Or that they dropped XRP? So New York Times, try again. All you mainstream woke people trying to shape everyone, shape private corporations. You have no right to tell a private corporation how they hire. What gives you a right to do that? Now, if you're a shareholder, you've got say, okay, but you're not the CEO. Did you build Coinbase? He can run it any way he wants to. He doesn't have to hire any Jewish people if he wants to. I'm Jewish, and that's why I'm saying that. But that's not what they're doing. They're not racist. They're not racist at all. Why would any corporation do that? It's so stupid. It's the way the numbers play out. You can always find all sorts of discrepancies. Smart people could twist numbers any way they want to. I can do that. New York Times does it. Anyone could do it. And then you scream racism. That's how it works. You twist numbers a certain way. You scream racism or sexism or religionism or whatever it is, gayism. You just make up something, okay? They're not doing that at all. And so I'm putting my foot down. I'm standing with the people who are the enemies of the woke, who the woke have declared the untouchables, okay? And when you're in the Bitcoin overlay, you can do that. And I suggest that all those people who are targets of the woke get into the Bitcoin overlay, because you don't want to be in a situation where you have attack vectors where you can be fired from your job, or who knows, something can be confiscated from you. Bitcoin is unconfiscatable. Now, let's see, the coin market cap has reached $760 billion for all cryptocurrency. This is just another reminder that at the all-time high, it was at $817 billion for all cryptocurrency. So one way or another, whether it be through illegitimate altcoin pumps or Bitcoin surging, the entire cryptocurrency market cap will get ahead above $817 billion again. It will get to $1 trillion market cap because Bitcoin is one day closer to $1 trillion market cap. So for all you people that say we're at some type of top right now, it's not at a top at all. 817 was the cryptocurrency market cap all-time high, and we're not even there yet. So who knows what's next? All right. I just wonder. I remember how what was it though? I don't know. How did it exactly play out in 2016? God, Did we get to $1,000 on the last day of 2016, the first day of 2017? Now, we'd been at 1,000 beforehand. So I'm wondering if we're going to get to 30,000. It's still this last day of 2020, or maybe the first day of 2021, or maybe it'll be afterwards. I don't know. It reminds me this 30,000 number that's in people's head right now. It reminds me of the end of 2016 a little bit, but it isn't exactly the same because we've never been to 30,000 yet, but we had been to 1,000 at that point. And yeah, so Bitcoin's at over 70% dominance again. Okay, it will stay there. All the people that worship, the Ripples and the HEXs and the BCHs and the BSV strongmen of the world, they'll pump it back. They'll pump Bitcoin back down below 70% dominance. There's always going to be people that want to diversify for the sake of diversification. Okay, we'll skip the Kevin O'Reilly thing. All right, and just for a reminder out there, Bitcoin beats Berkshire. Bitcoin's, I think Bitcoin now has over a $500 billion market cap. I tweeted this out when it first happened. It is the number 11 asset on the planet. Go to asset-com for more information about that. It was right behind Berkshire. It might have gone ahead of Berkshire. It will become the number 1 asset on the planet. Okay, it's inevitable. It is not a company like Apple. It is not a company like Berkshire. It is an unconfiscatable, uncensorable, uninflatable currency asset, whatever you want to freaking call it. Those 3 unique qualities nothing else has. It is the security truth machine in a time when there is no truth. There's so little truth out there. Okay, be it in the news, be it in the altcoins and whatnot. It is the original. It is the truth. And those 3 qualities will pump it ahead eventually. One day we will get to that 6-digit realm, and it will go ahead of Apple. It's no way of stopping it. But just, hold your horses, be patient, don't be impulsive, don't sell it now. Wait it out. Wait it out. As we were saying, you could watch my videos saying, it'll get to 20,000 one day, and it was like 600 then, okay? So what seems like a dream at one point becomes a reality real fast, real fast. 2016 was not that long ago, okay? This day in 2016, Bitcoin was not even $1,000. 4 years ago on this freaking day, it was not even $1,000. And now look, it's almost at 30,000 freaking down. It is over 30. It's 30x in 2 years, all right? And in 4 years, excuse me. What's this? After institutional investors hoard, just 22% of Bitcoin is left for traders. Hoarding, dude. A new report says that 78% of Bitcoin is out of circulation, but that is a good thing. The report says there is a shortage of Bitcoin because it's being snapped up by big investors. This trend is making the currency more expensive. Yep. And what does the mainstream media cover? They say Russell Oak. They talk about Russell Oaken. And I'm not ripping on Russell, by the way. I'm ripping on what the mainstream media focuses on. They're not saying, hey, dudes, it's the rich are hoarding it. The institutions are hoarding it. Maybe you as an individual should be interested in it. Now, some of the mainstream financial media is bringing up that aspect of it. And, okay, we talked about, I'm on LBRY. We talked about the Google searches. Oh, here's one that some of you impulsive people will be tempted by. TheFool.com has an article that says 3 high-powered stocks that can crush Bitcoin in 2021. 3 high-powered stocks that can crush Bitcoin in 2021. I mean, one reason I'm bringing this up is that they have to use Bitcoin as their baseline now. These mindless people that have to talk about pot stocks. And yes, one of them is a drug stock. One of them is a pot stock, I believe. 3 high-powered stocks that can crush Bitcoin in 2021. Okay, you want to stick with your stock still? You want to sound like Doug Casey and his newsletter at Fool.com? Your name says a lot about you. That is like a fool right there to say something like that. But it is telling that your baseline is Bitcoin. I mean, people got to sell. They got to sell their product. They got to compare it to the best. And so pot stocks got to hype themselves up some way. But three high-powered stocks can crush Bitcoin. I'm not holding my breath on that one, dude. All right. 29 companies own 5.48% of Bitcoin's total supply. Okay, I'm just saying, I'm repeating something a different way a million times here. The corporations are buying it, all right? Why aren't you? Why haven't you? Why? And I've been predicting it for so long. Why, when I was spazzing out in August, when Michael Saylor announced that he was buying it and Bitcoin was 10,000, weren't you buying then? I mean, now we're close to 30,000. Okay, so IOTA, this is good. I save this to the end here. There's so much to talk about. Efficient market hypothesis involves people who are rational, okay? The following shows, once again, that even in cryptocurrency, many people are irrational most of the time. And this is a tweet from Adam S. Cochran. He has been great lately. Follow him. I'm not sure why I expected XRP holders to be more rational about the SEC risk. At one point, IOTA turned off its entire chain, and it still got an $825 million market cap. So people will just buy anything, apparently. Yes, they will. IOTA is still, what, a top 40 altcoin? And they turned off their entire chain at one point. That is how centralized they are. So, yeah, of course. And a comment below said, some people on XRP Army are implying the U.S. will use XRP to pay the stimulus next month. They will make up any excuse to defend their investment. So yeah, that is what this market is made up of. People who keep buying IOTA even though it was turned off. People who make up a conspiracy theory that XRP is going to be what is paid out in stimulus to people. People actually believe this nonsense. And so people are like, yeah, the halving must be priced in because it's a rational market. No. It's an efficient market. It's not no. To be efficient, you have to have rational players. And dude, the irrationality in the entire market, this is why the halving is not priced in. We know people don't know what the halving is. They would rather talk about IOTA and that Ripple is going to be what is paid in stimulus checks. There are probably more people out there that think Ripple is what's going to be paid in stimulus checks than understand what the halving is. And hey, good for us who understand what the halving is, okay? Who've understood what it is since before the 2016 halving. Now, I talked about how Tone mentioned who's next on the list of altcoins that the SEC is going after, that may go after in 2021, and that this Adam S. Cochran guy says, if you thought my scoop on Coinbase delisting, suspending XRP was insightful, you're going to love that the next scoop I'm working on, the next one he's working on next week. So again, Adam Cochran was like the first dude to say, and we talked about this on This Week in Bitcoin. He was the one that said Coinbase would delist XRP, and he was right. And now he says he knows something else. He says, looks like the SEC is far more active than we thought and sniffing around a number of projects and companies. So I don't approve of the SEC deeming whoever's next. If it's going to be Stellar, or I don't know what it's going to be. I bet it is going to be Stellar, but well, I'm not betting. I don't bet. Pound that like button. But yeah, I don't approve of the SEC going after Stellar. But he says he knows that the SEC is definitely looking at other companies. He will announce they are companies or coins, whatever you want to call them. Stellar, a coin, yeah, whatever. And so he will announce it soon. So that for those of you who are foolishly diversified into some of those dudes, those centralized coins that you deny being centralized, and maybe you should get out of denial, okay? You should probably get out of denial soon before the SEC announces it or before Adam gives his scoop. Adam, I love your first name. Pound that like button. And I will link to that below if it's not linked to already. Okay, we talked about Yanni. And we talked about me standing with Coinbase against this ridiculous wokeness. And the people at the people at Coinbase that say they're being discriminated against because of race, sex, class, whatever. If you're so awesome and you can get paid more, then go get a job at Google, or go get a job at another Silicon Valley company, and they will pay you more. If you think you're worth more, go work at Google. Go work at wherever. Get a job. And maybe they will. And maybe Google will just pay you based on your race. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they have a program based, like, we hire people from Coinbase who feel like they were fired because of race, and we will pay them more, and we will make sure they're paid more than the average white person. Maybe you can get a deal with them. I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, if you're so valuable, get a job at another company. Don't sit there. Don't be. If you've got a problem, don't compete. Don't complain. But most people, no, they can't do that. They think they're so awesome. They think it just should come to them. It should come to them naturally. I found out that someone got paid more than me at Coinbase. I need to be paid as much as them. Dude, that's not how it works. Or you can sue about it, apparently, and go to the New York Times and complain. And there will be plenty of people out there in normie land that will take up your issue, okay? If you are a crybaby out there who, you're getting paid, way more than most Americans, you're getting paid six figures, and you're not satisfied, and you can cry racism, there'll be plenty of people like the New York Times that will take it. There are plenty of woke people that'll try to get on your side and make everybody angry and create a woke mob in your way, okay? But I'm on the other side of that. I'm the one who's hitting back and saying that you're losers, okay? And that I'm going to speak the truth, all right? That you're complaining, you're not competing. Get off your fat tuchus if you think you're worth more, and go work somewhere else, all right? And I stand with Coinbase. Pound that like button. I don't stand with you woke crybabies. Now, so Binance. I wanted to talk about Binance and 80%ers. Binance got rid of XRP today, I heard too. Like I care. I mean, if you didn't dump your XRP, if you had XRP to begin with, I don't know what you were thinking. But if you haven't gotten rid of it yet, I don't know what you're thinking. And turn it into Bitcoin. That's how you get your Bitcoin. So Binance came out with this tweet. We're giving away $5,000 to celebrate the upcoming new year. To enter, comment your 2021 crypto goal with the hashtag Binance resolution. 5 winners will get $1,000 in BNB each, which is their Binance coin. This started trending. This was trending on Twitter. Binance was able to trend Binance resolution. And it just showed, and if you read some of the comments under there, people talking about their getting this altcoin, that altcoin, and this is what the cryptocurrency market is made out of. People trying to get $5,000 in Binance coin. People talking, it's a bunch of gamblers. It's a bunch of Binancers. More people know about this Binance resolution, are willing to do the Binance resolution, than know about Michael Saylor. So what's more valuable in life, being a Binance gambler or knowing about Michael Saylor? What do you think is going to get you further in life? Like being impulsive. Let me talk about my altcoin, my favorite altcoin. Hopefully Binance will list it. What are my wishes for altcoin world? What are my altcoin dreams? Or like knowing about, a dude that believes in store value, gold 2.0, boring things like that. No flashy Binance. What's going to be the next altcoin that they list? When can they list it? It just, this was trending. We talk about crypto Twitter. It's an S show, to say the least. It definitely is an S show. But hey, deal with it. I deal with it. I realize that most people are completely irrational gamblers, and they will never. I say they learn the hard way. They don't learn a darn thing. They'll be back again. They will be waiting for the next strongman to tell them what's going to be the next Bitcoin, the next gambling trend on Binance, the next hashtag to get in on. Hey, by the way, you crypto dividend people out there, if you made it this far, the rhombus stuff apparently is January 1st. You might be able to claim it by then or something like that. It looks like. Remember, get it for free. Get it for free. Don't pay for something that you get for free. We never do that here in the Bitcoin Meister land. You don't pay for a crypto dividend like HEX. You get it for free, and then you dump it on the cult members who, for some reason, pay money for it, pay Bitcoin for it. That you can get Bitcoin for HEX, that you can get Bitcoin for Ripple is just amazing. It's just amazing that you can get the best of the best. All right, for something that's just nonsense pulled out of somebody's tuchus is just what a golden age that we live in. Okay, I'll talk about that next time. The Australians and but we've gotten to an hour here, and I want to go outside and take some pictures in beautiful Phoenix because I have not taken any photos in Phoenix yet. All right. Do we have anything else? All right, that's it. That is. Let me see if there are any questions here from Rowan Q says, "Thank you for all the videos this year. You've made my quote unquote quarantine bearable." Just kidding. Yeah, because I know there's no quarantine is a state of mind, and Roman Q is not in that state of mind. Bartending at a speakeasy for New Year's tomorrow. Awesome. So I can stack some more Bitcoin. And I hope it is a true, like a speakeasy that the government, that you're doing it without government permission. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Right. Someone says they get their advice from Bitcoin Twitter. Be careful there too. I mean, but yeah, at least you didn't say a crypto Twitter. And yeah, that's it. Nobody else followed the rules with the questions. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. You got an hour show today on the backup channel. Subscribe to this channel. Well, subscribe. I don't care if you subscribe or anything anymore. I don't give a darn. See you tomorrow, guys. Pound that like button. Don't even do that. I don't care.